YB stays on your neck.
He's on my neck.
So at some point today, Andres Ponce Ruiz and AJ sat down to film The Gloves Are Off. Now the footage isn't yet on YouTube, however, some newspapers have secured exclusively the actual quotes. So I did a video already reacting to what Ruiz had to say, but essentially he told AJ to his face that he thinks that he quit in the first fight. Now I've done my reaction already to Ruiz's comments. This right here, we're going to analyse what AJ had to say. So just for a bit of context, let me read out what Ruiz says. He says, I think AJ quit because of the way it was going. I think he was out of it and he didn't know where he was at that moment. I think he quit. Would I have quit under that sort of attack? It depends on how hurt I was. But I don't quit. I fall. If I fall, I fall. Well, listen. What you mean to say is, when you get ghostbusted on December 7th, last time when AJ hit you with a ghostbuster, you was lucky. Because that was like a concussed. That was a clone. That was a fix. Whichever one you want to take. Concussion, clone, fix, whatever you like. That's what that one was. That was never the real ting. That was the half ting. You're getting the Dillian White ting this next time. That's what we do know. I think Dillian White's got a better chin than Ruiz, if the truth be known. God's honest truth. What we do know is AJ bludgeoned the consciousness clean out of Dillian White's head. And that's what Ruiz is getting. Yeah, people thought AJ versus Dillian White 1 was AJ being menacing. That, and actually, it's funny. It's a similar set of circumstances. What do we know? AJ, in fact, this almost works out perfectly. You know, what happened? What brought that particular performance? What brought AJ's most menacing performance out of him? It was a loss, was it not? AJ loses to Dillian White in the amateurs, their first fight. The second fight, he does what he does. What do we know about this Ruiz situation? AJ loses the first fight in a similar kind of fashion. That first fight against Dillian White, AJ got put down twice, I think. So when you compare it, I'm telling you now, I think I've been the one calling it. Got all these other goofy people talking about, oh, Hatman, oh, AJ's scared, and AJ's chinny, oh, all these goofy videos he'd be doing. Let's see what happens. Just make sure you man stay consistent. Because you know there's a lot of you Balmaga man hanging around the place. Anyway, and that's one more thing I want to say is, I didn't really emphasise this, but we're going to find out. Ruiz says here, oh yeah, I don't know if I would have quit. Oh, it depends on how hurt I was, and I don't quit. I fall. We're going to find out on December 7th, 10 days from now. We're going to find out what you're really about, because that first time, if anyone thinks that was the real thing, yeah. If anyone thinks whether or not you agree with me and you think AJ's a potential all-time great or not, it's irrelevant. You got to be honest with yourself. If you look at June 1st and tell me that was average AJ, let's do everything on a scale of 0 to 100. Where would you put AJ on a scale from 0 to 100 on June 1st? Be honest. Put in the comments below. I actually want to see that. Yeah, let me know what you think. And if 50 is average, yeah, I genuinely think it was a 15 maybe out of 100. Maybe. I'm saying, I'll be more comfortable saying it's like a 5 out of 100. It was awful. So with that in mind, think of all the upside we've got. I'm happy to take an average AJ, if the truth be known. But anyway, let's get on with... And in fact, let me finish that point off quickly. If a 10 out of 100 AJ, if a 10% or a 15% AJ can ghostbuster Ruiz, what's a 60 or 70 or God forbid a 90% AJ going to do? Because I'm not being funny. If there's any time AJ is going to be 90%, it's going to be this one here. This man, he gets it under the lights. You heard him, Hatman did a video saying, oh, AJ says he's calm. AJ said he doesn't get scared, but everyone gets scared. No, you don't get Hatman. You, Hatman, are a dude, you are a civilian. Yeah? Not only are you a civilian, you are one of them dudes who never really had it. You ain't got the bottle. That's why you sit on YouTube commentating, as I do. I've never admitted I've got the bottle either. In fact, to the contrary, I've come on here and told you that I didn't really have the bottle. But that's how I know about people who don't have bottle. Hatman don't have bottle. That's why you're a YouTube don. Yeah? Simple as that. People who have bottle, AJ, Floyd Mayweather, Michael Phelps, they get the job done. And that's what you don't get. Hatman talking about, oh yeah, everyone gets scared. No. Normal humans get scared. These ultra athletes, they operate on a different wave level. That's why you can't even fathom, yeah, how he's operating. You just don't get it, because you're a civilian. Not only are you a civilian, you're any man. You're not at that elite level, and if you was, you're Jack. Well, you won't never be. You're Hatman's a Dave Allen. That's why he can't. He's like, oh, how could someone possibly be confident? Quiet, Dave Allen. Yeah. Let the real men get on with the jobs here. You sit on YouTube, keep commentating. Anyway, let me get back to this. What was I gonna say? Yeah, December 7th, we're gonna find out about all this goofy stuff that Ruiz and everyone else be talking about. If I fall, I fall. You're gonna fall all right. You're getting it. Ruiz is getting it 1,000,000%. Oh, I don't know if I'd quit. You're gonna quit. You're gonna all this questioning beforehand. Ruiz clearly has a lot of questions about himself beforehand. Oh, it depends if how hard the attack was. Oh, it depends this, it depends that. Don't worry, you won't have to depend anymore. There won't be no who, what, where, and why, and when. You're gonna get it December 7th. You're gonna know it. You're gonna know exactly the type of man you are on December 7th, Ruiz. No problem. Anyway, let's crack on with what AJ had to say to the response. AJ says, I lost. The referee waved it off. I roll with it. I am a champion no matter what anyone says about me. If the conclusion is that I quit, why didn't I just stay down? He hit me with a shot that I could not recover from, but I still stuck in there. I got dropped 4 times and I just kept getting up. The only reason I didn't walk out of the corner in the 7th round was because my gum shield was not in, and I was waiting for the referee to put it in my mouth, but he waved it off. The main thing is I am still fighting. It would be worse if I did not come back. That is true failure. And I've got to be honest, listen, I actually talked about the gum shield thing. Now, I did say in that video that I do think it was a mistake, or AJ shouldn't have spat the gum shield out, but like I said in the video, that I think AJ did that because in the Klitschko fight, he'd learned, wrongly so, in the Klitschko fight, oh, I can spit a gum shield out and get some rest. Now, that's a bad habit. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm certain now, AJ won't be doing that no more. He's learnt now that, because in the Klitschko fight, he got some bad positive feedback. Yeah? Oh, if I spit a gum shield out, I get a minute rest. When in reality, it worked in the Klitschko fight. It didn't work in the Ruiz fight, but he knows that now. If he does it again, there'll be an issue, but I don't think he will. I think he gets it, that's learning. Unfortunately, he hasn't had 1,000,000 fights. He hasn't been fighting since 5 years old. So these are things you pick up as you go along. But to the point, so that there, in my opinion, is I don't think that's a lie. And one thing a lot of people have overlooked here, oh, AJ quit, oh, he's a weightlifter, oh, he's chinless, oh, he can't be confident. Well, I'm not being funny, Hatman, or I'm not being funny any other one with a goofy opinion like that. People sitting there saying he's got no chin, and he's got no confidence, and he's got no this, he's got no that, oh, he quit. What, all the things, anyone who has questions like that, my answer to you would be, if he's all these things, if he really did jack, if he really wasn't confident, if he really thought if he really was chinless, why is he signed the rematch immediately for? That don't make no sense. If you were someone, yeah, as an example, Dave Allen jacked in there against David Price. He don't want none of that. He don't want no parts of that, no more. All he wants is a payday and to get out of the sport, as an example. When people choke, they don't want to go back in there and have to be put in a situation like that again. They avoid that by any means necessary. Yeah, they want out ASAP. So, if AJ really did quit and he really had questioned himself and he really wasn't confident, why would he do the one thing that he shouldn't be doing? i.e. going back in there and doing the same thing again? This don't make no sense to me. And that gives me a lot of confidence as well. And a lot of people, I wasn't one of them to be fair, a lot of people said, oh, he shouldn't be coming straight back in there. And I think that if you ain't going to get it right in 6 months, you ain't going to get it right at all against this level of opponent. We're not talking about an all-time great here. We're not talking about AJ versus all-time great. We're talking about AJ versus Ruiz. Ruiz is an alright fighter, yeah, but he's alright. He's very overweight, very slow feet. Yes, fast hands, but not massive power. He's not got Mike Tyson. We've seen, as an example, this is what makes me laugh. People talk about Ruiz. We've seen fighters literally stand toe-to-toe with Mike Tyson. We know that's possible. We know it for a fact. Buster Douglas. Yeah? Albeit it wasn't the best Mike Tyson, but still. Okay, let's take the Holyfield second fight as an example. Yes, Holyfield was juiced. Yes, Holyfield was headbutting. But still, both fights, he stood there twice with Mike Tyson. Toe-to-toe with him. And that was with Mike Tyson. So please don't no one tell me. And by the way, Holyfield was a blown-up 175er. AJ is a full-fledged 6'6". Holyfield's only 6'2", 6'3". So the reason I give you them stats and whatnot is to say that if Holyfield, a blown up 175er, can stand and defeat Mike Tyson. And by the way, in that second fight, Mike Tyson said himself he trained fully. And even the first fight, he pretty much trained fully. And that was in his book. So, if a blown up 175er can stand with Mike Tyson, don't tell me that a 6'6" AJ, built like Mike Tyson, can't stand with a chubby... No, we can't stand with Ruiz. Don't tell me that. That just don't make no sense. And that's my point. Ruiz, if Mike Tyson is 80 out of 100, Ruiz is probably 60. So this isn't a massive feat to do, and that's what people are overlooking. And some of the things AJ have said over the last few days and weeks makes me laugh, because he says things like, or he said things. What was it? The other day he said, "Oh yeah, everyone's talking about Ruiz's speed and Ruiz's power," and I liked hearing that from AJ, because it gives me, he's like almost, yeah, I think he said something like, "Oh yeah, everyone's talking about Ruiz's got all this speed, got all this power, and when I beat him, I want everyone to bow down." And that's exactly the right way to be thinking. And that tells me that you got all these goofy people like Hatman saying, "Oh, AJ's scared." He doesn't sound scared to me. And yes, people can have fake bravado, but that there is quite a... When you actually analyse that comment of, "Oh, everyone's talking about his speed and whatnot," AJ's obviously thought about it in as much as he's already thinking and revelling in the idea of beating Ruiz and making sure everyone is on point, making sure everyone knows who the daddy is. Want to make sure all you man who've been bigging up Ruiz, make sure you man stay where you is, because you are right. He's got all this power, he's got all this speed. So when I beat and overcome all this power and all this speed, just make sure you man don't be, "Oh, he's fat anyway. Oh, he was no good." No, you man be consistent. You man are talking like he's an all-time great, so you're damn right. When AJ beats Ruiz from the YB, he's getting all-time great ratings, because you man are carrying on, "Oh, Ruiz, oh, the speed, oh, AJ couldn't possibly stand with Ruiz, oh, he couldn't possibly." So when AJ comes out on December 7th and marches forward and opens him up, please don't no one come talk to me about nothing. "Oh, well, because you were the same man who was saying, 'Oh, AJ's going to run backwards and all this business.'" So when he comes out and he dominates this man, please don't no one start backtracking, because this man's the business. Ruiz, like you keep saying, is the business, and he's going to get it. Anyway, before I go, let me just, in fact, now, scrap it, I'll leave it there. Listen, December 7th, few days to go now, all this quitting business, all this talking business is nearly wrapped up, and we're going to find out if AJ's a quitter. Then, you man, December 7th, he'll jack again, won't he? Simple as that. Like Tyson Fury said, if you jack once, you'll jack again. So if he really is a quitter, and he has got no confidence, and all you goofy people like Hatman are right, he'll go in there and he'll fold, and then it'll be what it'll be, won't it? But let's see. Let's truly see, and I just hope that all them goofy people with goofy opinions just be consistent. When he goes in there and don't jack, make sure you bow down. Simple.